Whoa, it's Wulzy. Welcome back to another Geometry Dash video slash series. It's been a while, I gotta admit, but I'm finally starting another building series. For some reason I was scared to say building. I'm going to be building today. I'm gonna set myself a time limit for this level. It's gonna be done by the 1st of December, mark my words. It's currently the 1st of November. I wanna use this Coca-Cola song that's really euphoric and nostalgic at the same time. It brings out a lot of emotions in me, so I just wanna build something that I like to this, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing this for myself. You may be wondering, oh, ooga booga, Wulzy, why are you starting another series when you haven't finished like the 4 billion that you've got on? And my simple reasoning is that I haven't finished anything in quite a while, and some of the happiest moments of my GD career as of late were when I released WoW Sonic and 1.WoW, my 2 series. Plus, I'm very occupied with uni and whatnot, so I want to have a series that I can... Wow, I predicted the ceiling height. Genius stuff from me right here. I just want to feel accomplished rather than aimlessly working on a few series while I'm at school, right? Let's lower this glow opacity, shall we? And we can set up the group 1 invisibility as well while we're at it. So from this little series, you can expect more frequent videos because I'm just going to upload whenever I feel like I've done something that I'm happy with in the level. So these videos could be very short, they could be very long. I don't know how I'm going to take this, but we'll figure it out as we go. The whole idea is that I don't really feel pressured. Okay, cool. Now it's time to like make my blocks, and I have an idea in mind, which is pretty simple, but I think it's gonna work pretty well. I'm gonna have a white outline, and then on the layer above, so B2 and -6, we can have some background copying squares, I guess. Like that, yeah. We're gonna link that together, and then we're gonna give it a group 4, and then we're gonna copy paste 5, copy paste 6, copy paste 7. We're gonna make a loop with these blocks. Should have probably added this square in at the same time on invisible. Just copying those groups, so give me a sec. Just gotta make 4 squares. Sorry about that. Okay, we're back. Let's make our loop here. My idea is to create a couple of expanding squares, so I'm gonna move it up 10 and 10 on ease in, ease out, 2-second move time. Then for the next group, we have maybe a -10. The next group, we have a -10, -10, and then we can have a -10, +10 for the last one. So we should have a square that increases in size, yeah. Oof, I did not like that it showed the bottom layer and all that, so I'm gonna change these to 8s all around. Boom, the square increased in size. So we are gonna up the easing rate, and we're gonna change this to a much faster move time. Like, boom, okay. So we give all of these a group, and then we make them spawn triggered and multi-triggered. We then spawn 8. So all of these just spawn whenever I have this trigger. So if I placed it again, the movements would happen again like that. Don't worry, this is not what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another set of these triggers with the group 9 that actually have a longer move time, and we are going to reverse every single movement that we have inside these triggers. So we're currently setting up 2 spawn triggers. So we're setting up 2 sets of triggers that we're going to be reusing over and over again whenever we have the spawns. So if I use one of each spawn right here, it gets bigger and then smaller. If we use them really closely together, we have a pretty cool little bouncing effect. To make things more efficient, also on the group 8 spawn, which I'm going to set up real quick, make this spawn triggered, we can spawn the right column on a 0.05 delay. Boom. Okay, so now whenever I spawn this trigger, this one will be spawned afterwards. And I want this to be spawned more frequently, so I give this a group, I make it spawn triggered, then I add another spawn trigger, which has the group 8 in its edit group, and in the edit object, it's going to spawn 10 on a delay of maybe 0.75, and this is also going to be spawn triggered. And then I'm going to give a delay to the original, which is going to be 0.05. And all I have to do is just spawn number 10 with an external trigger that is not spawn triggered whatsoever. So boom, we have an infinitely repeating square that is constantly changing in size. I'm then going to take this whole setup, copy paste it, and build helper it. And I'm going to put it to the side. I'm going to scale down this square to scale 1 times altogether, so the base is included in that. And then I'm going to change all of the 8s to 4s because it's now half as big, which is going to take a little while. It's slightly tedious, but it's going to be worth it in the end, I think. Just trying to make this as efficient as possible so I can practice making my stuff really clean overall. I'm then going to half the move time as well. So 0.5, and then we should have a 0.25. Oh, 0.25 there. I'm going to change this spawn up here to something shorter. I'm going to say 0.4, and we're going to change this one over here to a 0.8. So it's exactly half. So once I align all of these spawn triggers up at the top, we now have two sets of blocks that are changing sizes at different rates. And I can maybe link these together and then maybe just overlay them like that. So we have a couple of cool looking blocks that are changing in size. Yeah, you see? And this took me no time at all to make, and I can make the weirdest looking shapes you can imagine. And it'll just look cool because it's all just morphing together. I wonder if this will be better as a regular wave, just so you've got more control, and if you hit the outlines, you're fully dead, you know? Woo! Kind of feels a little bit tight. To make this last longer, I might just give all of these a group and just push them and give you more time to get through the gaps, right? Oh, I can make them move at different speeds as well. Okay, that felt like the perfect spot for a ship portal. If I could just put it on a group, move it 2 blocks to the right, and then shift it towards the player on -40. And then we can work on our atmosphere, to be honest, because at the moment it's just background, max easing, and then try and find the best spot for it to rotate. Kind of want it the other way. Makes more sense for it to be rotating the other way for some reason in my brain. As we go through the ship, we can move these blocks off with a nice little ease in. A little bye-bye off the screen. We just playtest this with hitboxes. Yeah, that looks good to me. The ground looked goofy, so I made it darker and then added the pulse that uses the same spawn timings as some of the moving objects just to make it keep flashing up in brightness. We can make these outlines. They're on color number 1. Interesting. We can make that copy the line. Or we should make the line copy color channel 1 in hindsight. 0.4 fade time, and then we can have a trigger every 3 blocks to just shift it around the color wheel. We can start with color channel 1 on black as well. So yeah, these lines kind of like flash into color at the start. Smooth. Do I want to spawn trigger these just to keep it nice? Take a lot of groups, but it would probably be worth it just to have the color change all the way through the level on a rainbow. Oh my goodness, 10 groups so far, and that's not even the end of it. I gotta make these spawn triggered and multi-triggered. I gotta set up spawns for each of them that have the ID of the next column in the edit object page, and these have to be spawn triggered as well, and they gotta have 0.4 delay. Oh, goody, gumdrops. And then the last one has to have the ID of the first column, which is 21. And I have to go all the way back to the beginning. Oh, I have to give the IDs to the triggers as well, which is painful, but it's not the end of the world. Okay, so we spawn 21 first on no delay, and that's gonna make us a nice little infinite loop where the colors are constantly changing, and once we get to the end, which is red, we go all the way back through. Okay, cool. That's gonna stick with us through the entire level. It's time to make the background black, I do believe. How does the ground look in this situation, though? Not great. This is looking pretty, though. I do enjoy. I don't like that these color triggers only show up if I play the level. Hello? I'm not gonna set up stars in the background, which should be pretty cool. I learned a technique from Kuluk and the level Corn, where if you scale up this object, which has 4 dots around the edge, and you give it a black blending base and add the detail as, I don't know, 1 with less saturation, a bit more hue, something like that. Any color, it will make the dots appear without a base that's gonna be visible, right? Even if I put the background on white, there would just be dots here, which is kind of beautiful. So I am going to copy paste this object around and rotate it a little bit here and there. So we have a cool little set of stars that isn't using too many objects. We can just be a little geek and just copy paste and flip these. No one's gonna notice. Okay, let's turn on link controls and set this to the moving group, which is 2, and this is going to be B4 as well. It's going to have another new group, 31, which is going to move towards the player slowly, or maybe quickly. We'll figure it out as we go on. We're going to give it a nice value of -400, which is 40 blocks. We're also going to give each block the rotation privileges of 1 for 20 seconds. Now we have a couple of stars that are just rotating around in the background, and they look kind of goofy, but I will add more layers to this. I then copy-pasted this layer, decreased the opacity and scaled the stars down, and then made them move slower towards the player so that there will be a parallax of the front stars, the biggest ones, moving the quickest, with smaller stars behind that move slower. Let's have a look at what we've done here. Hopefully it looks okay. It's not bad. We do have a spacey-ish background, but you'll notice that the smaller objects are very easy to see through. And what I mean by that is that you can tell it's just a group of 4 stars that are rotating the same way, right? Also, I've just realized that the ground sucks. Let's make this pulse copy color channel number 1. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now I'm kind of stumped. I don't really know how I can fix that. I mean, I guess I could make them bigger, but now it looks super goofy because the parallax is all wrong. But I suppose we could just have this as like a particle background. I don't know. You know, it doesn't even look that bad. One thing I am gonna do is set each layer to a different hue in the HSV. I'm gonna play through this pod and then see which particles are left over as we go through the ship portal. Okay. All of these objects don't actually make it onto the screen. So I am going to take advantage of that by using the 3 groups on a move trigger once again with another huge ease in that moves like 40, 50 blocks, like a little staggered movement like this. So hopefully as we go through the ship portal, all of these particles should just zoom out of the picture like this. Oh! Okay, I got rid of the opacity on the glow objects on the top and bottom, and this feels a lot more immersive now. I have a pretty smooth start. We're on a roll. We've made like 7 or 8 seconds of pretty decent levelry. Level ready, apparently. I can't spell. We should probably add some air deco or something. I think my highest layer in this level is B1, so I can probably just add some blending slopage on the low opacity we created earlier. I am going to scale a little bit just so I can kind of vary the speed and the size on another new group that moves towards the player. I know, this is kind of inefficient of me, but honestly, it's probably better that I'm doing this because the more moving that I add, the more convincing the environment will be. I'm gonna put this layer behind. So the layer with the giant object is gonna be slower, less visible, and behind the object, which is gonna create a really weird effect, I think. Let me just set up 35 to move minus 100, maybe even minus 80, so there's a bit more of a difference. It's not just half. So if I pause, yeah, you see there's some overlaps in between. Oh, that's cool. I can add a hue change, and that's a huge change. Just while I'm gaming here, a little reminder that the WoW beanies are on limited edition sale and they will be gone forever after this Sunday. So watch out. I did something cool here. Are you proud of me? Let me just add something really simple as decoration. We have a scale 1.5 outline colored arrow. We are going to put some B1 and 7 glow behind on black. Oh, but then the glow doesn't do anything. It just covers the particles. That's weird. Okay, cool. We have a nice little hueage there. Awesome. And they move. The arrow moves too far up. I made like a whole part on the level today. That's high. Levelry. That's not the final name, but levelry is underway. Deadline, December 1st. I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna post as many videos as I need to make this happen. Because this level's a banger and I can do whatever I want with the black and rainbow theme and just abstract ideas like that. I don't know, it's cool. Thank you so much for watching this Geometry Dash building series video. Check the links in the description. Leave a like and subscribe and have a good day.